what is it? What is it that you, for people who may not know who you are, what is it? What let everybody know your background.
So hi, my name is Shay Winn. I was on season 17 of American Idol.
Yeah.
I got eliminated in the top 40 and brought back at the finale to sing my audition song "Rise Up" with Andre Day. Um, I am an artist. I'm a songwriter. I write my own music for the most part, and I am legally blind for those who don't know.
Okay, so that's very interesting. You're legally blind. You know, when people think about singers that were blind, of course they think about Stevie Wonder. They think about Ray Charles. I think Ray Charles went blind when he was like 7 or 8 years old, somewhere around
Mhm.
that. So, but you still have your passion to sing.
Yeah.
So, let everybody know. Explain to us, how did you get on American Idol season 17? How did you get on that? What was the process what was the path that you had to go down in order to get up to that point?
So I auditioned when the tour bus came to my city.
Yeah.
Actually, that's when the tour bus came to the city, and I was like, okay. Me and my friends all sat down and we were like, we're all gonna audition for American Idol.
Right.
Come closer to it, my friends were like, I'm not gonna audition anymore. So I told my mom I wasn't. My mom was like, yes, you are. I filled out the paperwork. You're going. And I was like, oh man.
So that what your mom said?
Yeah. She was like, that was a lot of paperwork to fill out. You're gonna go. And I was like, okay, I guess. I went and completed a few rounds, and once I completed those rounds, you see the judge, the one I end up with the judges. So when I'm there with the judges, I ended up making it to Hollywood. So there I had my grandma and my uncle and my grandpa, God rest his soul. He was there, and they were there supporting me through my audition process, which I ended up being last in my day because I know everybody sees how long those lines are to stand
Yeah.
in them when you're going to audition. So of course it's over multiple days. You can't get all of that done in one day.
Mhm.
So I was the last one of my day to audition, and I got a golden ticket. And then the rest, I went on to Hollywood, went through Hollywood, um, and the rest is history. I mean, you see all of that stuff kind of happen, but it's all, most of it was recorded prior to obviously it airing. So
Mhm.
I was definitely there for that process.
Okay, so the American Idol process, because I used to watch that show all the time, and you get so emotionally invested in into the singers and their stories and their backstories, and people on there crying, and a lot of these people these are their dreams, their hopes. I'm going to make it big. I'm going to go to Hollywood, get a record deal, change my family's life forever, become rich and stuff like that.
Right.
My background, I was in the music industry myself on the independent level. And
Mm-hmm.
I had a demo deal. This back when they was giving out demo deals. This is in like 2000. I had a demo deal back in 2000 with Atlantic Records. No, that was 2001 with Atlantic Records. This back when they was giving you advances. They had A&R departments and stuff like that. Of course, I think that those days are over with. The industry, they want artists to pretty much come already ready package, who have
Mm-hmm.
done the work already, built themselves up, have a fan base.
Right.
That's pretty much what they want now. So things have changed. Um, when you went through the process competing, all of these different people from around the country that you're pretty much competing against the singing, what was your nerves like? How did you feel?
I would say I was very, very nervous because when I first auditioned, I was 17 and I
Oh,
was a minor. So I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. But in the process of the show, I turned 18. And they were
okay.
like, okay, you're an adult now, so you get to go sing with the adults. And I was like, oh crap. So it was very nerve wracking for me because as a singer, I would say I'm sitting here singing against people who have years of experience on me. Um, I was literally like the, how I call it, the baby of the adult group. So I'm learning, and these people have already had their lives established, have been singing for X amount of years, and I'm like, there's no way.
So you
There
so
is
so you so
no
you
way.
was in, so you saying basically you was kind of intimidated?
Yes, I was. I was very
Yeah.
intimidated. I was sitting here like, oh no. Oh no.
So
Oh
so
god.
Yeah, okay, so you have the intimidation factor being on American Idol. What is it like when you first walk on the stage? Because you have millions of people watching, and then you have judges sitting right there who they are established in the music industry, and you have these people like you have these people looking at you, and their job is to judge you based on I don't even know what their criteria is for you know like what are they looking for from an image standpoint.
Right.
How do they decide this is the person that we're going to is it really the way they show it on TV? Do people vote, or how does that, is it really like that, or what?
No, it's not. You can't believe everything you see on TV,
uh,
but I would say first moment walking on stage is, well, I will say you don't think about the fact that people are going to be watching this.
mhm,
That wasn't like one of the thoughts that even crossed my mind. Why, I don't know. I would say for me, I had an advantage because I couldn't see the judges, nor
mhm.
could I see the audience. So I
Yeah,
had a little bit of an advantage because it wasn't as, like, I knew they were there, so I was still nervous.
right.
But the advantage of not being able to see them, so if they made faces, it was like it didn't mean anything to me. It was kind of just more so me getting into my moment of when it comes to singing. And as far as um like I said, as far as the part goes where you're talking about the show and how does it go,
Mhm.
it, like I said, you can't believe everything that you see on TV, because there are things that we film that you don't get to see, or things that we film that you do see and they may be moved different and all types of different things, because that's up to the editing team. So like how things happen, the first time that you guys are seeing it is actually the first time I'm seeing it as well.
Okay, so Lionel Richie, man, one of my favorite singers, man. I was so disappointed in him. Um, but anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about him right now. I will get to him in a minute. So, what for all those season 17 of American Idol? What year was that?
2019, I think.
2019. Okay, I want to put that down for the record because I want to go back. I saw the episode when you got voted off,
Hmm.
and Lionel Richie, he was, and I know they were saying how heartbroken they were, and they really rooting for you, want to see you win and stuff like that. And I was under the impression that Lionel Richie was going to come back and they was going to do something specifically with you. Is there a contract that you guys sign, or before you go on to American Idol? Meaning, like, okay, let's say we used to leave American Idol, and let's say you becomes Shay becomes this big time singer later on down the line. Is there something that you signed where they still own rights to you or something like that?
No.
Okay, so it's none of that. So once
Like
you
once you're cut, you're cut. Like they let go.
okay, cool. Okay, that's fine. What was the biggest matter of fact, what was the song that you sang, if you remember, that who was the singer that you were singing against, and what was the song that you sang when you got voted off?
I sang All I Ask by
All I ask.
Adele. And
Ah,
I wasn't it wasn't against anybody. So that one was more like a concert night that they had set up on the beach
okay.
in Hawaii. So everybody sang for themselves, and it was the top 40, and they came in and told us that we were going to get cut in half. Like half of us were going home. So there was like, look at the person next to you. They could possibly go home. And they kind of just they gave you your number, and then you just went on when you went on. So everybody sang their choice of songs. So
And that was it. So who who voted you? Like who's responsible for making it? I mean, I just want to put it out there for the record. Who's responsible for deciding who stays and who goes?
I
Like when you got
don't,
voted, like when you got when they cut it down from 40 to 20.
yeah.
Yeah, how did they come to that decision?
I actually don't know. I don't know how they come to that decision. They don't tell us how. They
Uh,
just be like, okay, this is how many people are going home. Don't Well, that was the first time they had actually done that, because when we were in Hollywood week, it was just elimination after elimination after elimination after elimination. And then
yeah.
come to when it came to once they cut it to the top 40, I was like, all of us were like, that sounds like they cut a little too much. Because usually, you know, when you watch TV shows or even watching the show, you're like, it's usually top 50. So we're like top 40. Maybe they accidentally cut too many. And we was like, okay, well, at least we know that we're going to be cut down to like 25, because it's usually after that, the top 25. Mm. And then they'll keep cutting from there. And then when they was like, okay, so like they just walked in the room one day, the producers just, well, I called them like our babysitters kind of, but the producers of the show just walked in and were like, okay, guys, so you guys are getting cut in half. Like, half of you are going home. They just literally just walked in the room one time and just said that to us. And we were like, oh, all right. Well, I guess it is what it is. Half of us are going home. How did they, I mean, we talked amongst ourselves, like, how do we think that they got there? But there's no conclusion as to how they got there. Cause like we said, we were just all sitting in a room. I think maybe eating lunch or something. I don't remember. And then boom.
So when that happened, how did you feel?
I was nervous because I was like, oh crap. That means half of us are going home, and you don't know who is going home or when they're going home or why they're going home. You don't know none of that. So it was very nerve-wracking. But then at the same point, I was like, if I go home at this point, I did what I came to do, because my goal was not to win the show. That wasn't the point of me trying to go on the show. My point of going on the show was to let another person in my situation, or even in any type of situation similar to mine or anything like that, that know that they weren't alone in the situation. Because I felt alone, because then only one in my high school who's walking around with a cane and who has lost their vision literally in the middle of high school. So no other high schoolers could understand that point from my perspective, or a lot of people. And I had never heard of what caused it. I'd never heard of hydrocephalus, so I didn't know what it was. So I was like, anybody that's going through a situation like that, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Even though it may seem like it, you're not.
What is it called? Hydrocephalus?
Yeah, so it means too much fluid in the brain. So basically I have a brain tumor that caused all of it. It caused a lot of confusion in there. I call her a she, and I gave her a whole name and everything because she has a birthday and all that stuff. But she basically caused a whole lot of she was blocking the fluid that your brain makes for your spine and the rest of your body. She was blocking it from getting to the rest of my body. So I had like a water balloon head, which caused everything to like swell up, including my optic nerves, which are the nerves behind your eyes that are connected to your brain. And that's how I lost my vision, from them being swollen.
So are you still? I mean, I know you're currently blind right now, but are you still going through it with the tumor, or?
I would. That's kind of a hard question to answer. I do still have half of the tumor in my head, and I have to get it checked yearly. But as far as disruption, she's been chilling. That's what I like to say. She's been chilling. She's calm. She hasn't made any problems. So that's the good part, and we hope she never does.
Right. So what type of treatment do you go through?
So I had to. So first I had brain surgery, and it was pretty scary because, well, first off, with hydrocephalus, you have a lot of symptoms. Let me start there. The problem with, well, not the problem. The difference with mine was that I didn't get a lot of symptoms. The biggest symptom I got was the vision loss, and with vision loss comes like a little bit of off balanceness. But I didn't realize the off balanceness because I had literally just come off of a cruise like a week or two before that. Mm-hmm. So I thought I was still having the sea, being on the sea and the rocking. Right. I didn't know that it was actually something going on upstairs. So you get headaches. Some people do. Some people get vomiting. I didn't get that. I got one headache, and then the vision loss was the biggest part. And once I got in the hospital, they were trying to decide if I should have open cranium surgery, like emergency surgery, to relieve this pressure or not. But I told them, whoa, slow your roll. This is my first time being in the hospital. I need y'all to, let's slow down a little bit.
Right.
And they asked me about the symptoms, and since I didn't have such the other symptoms, they were like, okay, maybe we have a little bit more time. And they used a tool to go in and try to like a less invasive tool, so they didn't have to, you know, peel the whole cat back. They just had to do a little incision and go in there, and they tried to remove her from where she was blocking, but they can only get half of it out because the other half is attached to my memory department. And
Oh.
they said it was causing a lot of bleeding, so they didn't want that, so they stopped trying to get it out. And then once they got half of the tumor out, the fluid should have flushed out, which it started to do. And when it started flushing out, they started to put me on a pill because my nerves behind my eyes remained swollen for like 3 months or so afterwards. So they put me on this giant pill to take to try to get that swelling down because they couldn't tell how much damage was being done while they're still swollen. So they had to wait for it to stop swelling in order for to see the damage that was done. And all that time it was kind of sad because at this point, every time I go to the doctor, I'm getting a notice that it's declining. Well, he's telling me that it's declining or it's becoming less likely that I'll get my vision back because that is what was said afterwards, that I was supposed to get my vision back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some other people that have hydrocephalus sometimes have to get a pipe installed. It's called a shunt, and it's like a pipe from the top of from your head to your stomach so that it continuously flushes that fluid. But it malfunctions a lot. But instead, I have what's called an ETV, which is a hole in another area, so that if my tumor does decide that she wants to act up again, that the fluid can reroute. Now, the only problem I should have is if it were to ever be clogged up, that ETV gets clogged as well. Mm-hmm. So if both holes get clogged, now I'm hit. I won't say I'm hit, but they got to go back in and get the rest of it out, if that makes sense.
Right, I understand. So your passion is singing. Mm-hmm. You have a very, very unique, so you have a very, very unique story because I thought about Ray Charles when he was a little boy when he went blind. So, but of course he's very, very multi-talented. I've heard, I had a friend of mine named Philip when I was young. He, we was like 7 years old. He went blind when he was 7. My best friend. But what I learned from other people that I know, they said that their senses, other senses just pick up. Like they can hear things, they talk about the other senses. So is that true? Like have your other senses?
So that fact is actually false. Okay. And it's funny. It's funny to say that it's actually false because we can hear the same things that you hear. It's just that what your basically what your eyes are telling you is like how do I explain it? Your eyes kind of become a distraction to some of the things that you're listening to. So if I were to take time out with say my mom and take a blindfold and put it over her for a while and teach her what to listen for, what she needs to hear to replace what her eyes are telling her, then she would have the same thing and she would be able to do it without the blindfold on as well, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's just that the things that you don't have to listen for, your ears aren't paying attention to until you train them to listen for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That made perfect sense. So you tell us about you. So you just did as a matter of fact, where is that? I have it right here on my phone. I'm so happy he sent it to me. Where you at, Galen? Okay, here we go. No, your mother sent me this. You just tell everybody where you were just at. You just where did you just sing at?
UConn.
UConn, to my University of Connecticut.
Yes.
Oh, okay. How did you get that gig?
So I was contacted by UConn to sing at their MLK Day because my uncle is actually the assist, he's the what do you call it?
The music director or something?
He's the diversity, he's the head of diversity
department.
And he wanted me diversity and inclusion. So he wanted me to come and tell my story to possibly help with the inclusion process, talk to some of the students because you know, if you're not really going through the situation, a lot of times people don't understand it.
Right.
um and sometimes people don't know how to handle it. Like, I went, besides just going and singing there, I went to the music department and I was talking to them, and I told them a few ways that they could accommodate a student such as me, or some things I learned from high school, like, you know, that it takes a lot of communication and different things. You have to be willing to be flexible because some things may work, some things may not work. It's kind of a play by ear thing, because with blindness, everybody has different levels. I mean, that's almost with every disability. There's a whole entire spectrum. You have your total, like, you're totally blind, and you have some who are borderline,
Mhm.
all of that stuff. So,
Oh man, that's amazing. So tell us about your music career. So now, you know, I spoke to some guys, you know, Free Ray Rig, you know, he's very ambitious guy. Galen, he loves you. I heard your music, I love you. I love, you know, just your whole story and everything. And what I notice is you can be an inspiration to a lot of people because I was telling the story on my show. You know, I have a boxing show. Check this out. I have a boxing show, and the internet can be so, you have no idea. I have this boxing show. I got a bunch of beta males on this show. You know, they come and watch me. I have like 600, 700, 800 people at a time watching every day, depending on what the subject matter is. And I started interviewing a lot of different people. I interview, believe it or not, guys I have another guy from the music industry that's coming on the show Monday, but I have many different boxers, people from uh, uh, gang intervention. I want to do different things with my show, and
right.
I have these guys come on, and they was just complaining and whining about stuff. Full able-bodied grown men, and some of these guys they just complain and whine. And I'm like, dude, I showed them a video yesterday of some people, a brother that was born with no arms,
Mm-hmm.
and he's driving his car. I showed him a video of a guy who, he was born with a half a body, no arms, no legs, and he's a motivational speaker, and he's speaking to people who were born with arms and legs. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm trying to draw the parallel. Like, my man, you have people going through way worse situations than you, and they're not complaining. They get, they are really making it happen.
Right.
And I had to put everything in its proper perspective. You get what I'm saying with some of these guys. So your music, your music is your passion. What is the vision that you have, basically for your career? Because after the American Idol, you could have just, I don't know, just crawled into a rock, crawled up, and went to the corner and laid down. Did you feel that after American Idol? And if so, how did you pick yourself back up?
I didn't. I didn't feel that because, like I said, my goal wasn't to win the
Mm,
show. So, like, a lot of people do go on the shows with the intention to win it because they're like, oh, this is my last chance. I have no other way
yeah.
to become famous. And I was like, I don't really care about all that. Like, I would love to be famous. I want to be famous. But my purpose with that show was to specifically let somebody know that, hey, you're really not alone. And I noted, like, after it was even just the audition, like, not even the other episodes that aired with me on it, just my audition alone, I got a lot of comments where people were coming back and they were literally telling their stories under the comments or talking about how I stopped them from feeling so alone or committing suicide. And I was like, whoa,
Whoa. Yeah.
that's crazy that I actually could do that. And it's not even people just here in the States, out of state, out of country, like all over the world. I had people sending me messages like, you really inspired me. You helped me to get out of my little pity party that I was having for myself, or
Mm,
even having other people with hydrocephalus reach out to me, or other blind people reach out to me to want to talk to me about how did I cope with losing my vision, or what do I do that takes it. Because I will say I didn't have such a like, I had moments where I was upset, like, of course that's just bound to happen because
mm,
it's a life-changing situation. And especially for me, I was studying music at the time,
yeah.
so reading music theory is no longer a thing, so that was kind of difficult at first. But for the most part, my attitude towards it was definitely higher. Like, I can even say for my mom, my parents, like my parents and things struggled more because they've known me my whole life, 16 years with sight.
Mm.
Now for the rest, they have 6 years, so now they have to learn me without it, or how to work with me without it. With me, it was more like, all right, this is new. Whatever happens, happens. If I do get my sight back, it's cool. If I don't, I'm gonna figure it out.
Right.
That's just what it's just what's gonna happen. I was like, it doesn't change me as a person. It just changes the way I see the world. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and I love that mentality. You're not throwing a pity parade for yourself, and people who do have, again, I know it's hard for your mother and your mother, like you say, your parents, your mother and your father, because it's like, man, they probably feel you're their child, you know what I mean, and they want the best for you, and they want they want to see you win and succeed. I know it's probably hard for them. I know when my mom, if my mom said a lot, she probably would have felt the same way. But you have that fighting spirit. And I want to tell you something. Listen, right now, I have a saying: you either gonna get down or lay down, and you don't look like the lay down type of person. You're ready to get down, and what I mean by that is you're gonna fight. Whatever it is, whatever they throw at you. You're gonna, I have a saying we say down here. And I'm from Florida, so I'm country as hell. But we gonna make it do what it do. You see what I'm saying? So your what is your what type of music do you sing?
I
For the people that
mostly
know.
sing like R&B, but
I love R&B.
I do want to say that I don't necessarily want to be put in one category, if that makes sense, because I can do a lot of other categories. Like I have dabbled with a little bit of country before. I have dabbled with a little bit of pop before, but R&B is like my home. That's my sweet spot. That's my zone. That's where I like to be.
I'm old school, so I'm 49. I just turned 49 on the 17th of January. So I'm old. I love R&B. Nita Baker, Angela Winbush, Stephanie Mills. Just Sade. Janice Williams. I love the old school, the funk from the 70s, the Al Greens and stuff like that. So the stuff that I grew up listening to with my mother and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
do kind of like the state of R&B right now with a lot of the other artists that's out. you
Mm-hmm.
know um what kind of plan do you have now? Like what your music, you're 23 years old now, right?
22.
Okay, you're
22.
22. So your journey, where's your where do you see yourself musically? Like uh what's your musical journey right now? Like what you trying to accomplish now?
Right now, I'm in the process of working on a project
Mm-hmm.
to get out sometime this year. I'm aiming for May, to get it out and have all the like visuals and things to go along with it. But yeah, right now I'm working on a project because one of the things that I did in one of the things that made me realize in high school is my passion is to perform. So even though I am blind, I can still dance. I was a dancer before,
Mm-hmm.
and I can still dance,
Right,
and I
right.
still will dance. And so I want to get back to that place where I can, well, obviously higher than high school on a bigger level, but basically I would like to one day be on, Coachella or iHeartRadio, be performing on that stage so that I can show you that just because I have a little bit of visual issues don't mean that I'm any different than anyone else. And I mean, like you said, the first thought that comes to people's mind when they think of blind people is Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder,
Right.
or even Helen Keller. But I want to go. I want to be one of the females up there that comes to mind, to where it's like, yeah, no, I wasn't just, you know, I'm up there and I'm doing my thing, all the glitz, the glam, the hair, the dancing, the dancers and the singing and all of that stuff. I want to be up there
So
doing it.
do you play any instruments?
I do. I play piano.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold it down, hold it. So,
Uh-uh.
all right, you play the piano. Of course, Stevie played piano. Alicia Keys plays piano. Ray
Hmm.
Charles plays piano. There's a lot of, let's see, Denise Williams play. A whole lot of people play piano.
Hmm.
All right. So you want to get up there and dance? Okay. So the next question is, how are you gonna do that? Dance? You can't see. So I mean, it has to be limited movement, of course.
Oh no, no, no. I when I was in, huh? So when I was in school, so one thing I will say, I'm not totally blind. So like I said, how blindness has a spectrum.
Okay.
I'm on the lower end of the spectrum, but I'm not totally blind. So one of the things I did, like a couple of things I did in high school when I was doing, so we have a thing up here called show choir.
Okay.
And that's like 50 kids dancing on a stage together, and we could possibly have costume changes. There's props moving, all types of stuff. You could be dancing with a partner, all of that thing, all of that stuff. Um, and I did show choir in high school. And those movements are definitely not limited because it's for all students. So students that have vision, students that can do whatever. So basically all of the movements are regular dance like you would do at school, just stuff that you can sing and do at the same time.
Uh,
Um and I was up there with them, and I actually helped my choir get grand champs twice because they wouldn't tell the judges that I was disabled because they didn't want them to have a pity party on me
right.
or on our choir. So they so basically we got grand champs twice, and I actually got best soloist alone twice. So I went out there and did my own show because I had a costume change. So I went from a ball gown with gloves and high heels on
Okay.
to a pantsuit. I did a dress change into a whole pantsuit and was singing
Okay.
a jazz version of All About That Bass was my solo, and I was doing a little, doing little dance moves with that. Also, I did plays, musicals. So I did the musical Aida, and I had a whole dance scene,
Okay.
where I was dead in the middle. So all eyes were on me because so the show was called Aida, and I was Aida. So basically, what we do is sometimes we'll tape out, we'll put tape on the ground to let me know. So even on Idol, they outlined the stage in tape, and they taped the spot where I started, like where I'm supposed to start at, so that I would know where center was, and they taped out the stage so that I didn't walk off the stage. So it helps, but it's stuff the audience can't see, but it's stuff that I can see up there that I know is going to work for me. Or even having texture changes on the floor, doing a Fantasia and kicking your shoes off and
Right.
just walking around the stage, having texture changes. It's just small stuff like that. Or
Okay.
lighting changes and rehearsals actually work a lot. Like having rehearsals like not all the time, but having rehearsals to walk the stage several times. After a while, it becomes habit and you just know where to go.
You know
So
where to go. Okay. Yeah, you beat me to my next question because that's exactly because I was thinking. I said, you know what? But if you practice it, and just keep practicing again, then you get the feel of it.
right.
But I didn't even know they had the tape for you. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So you can see a little bit.
Yes, I can. So in my right eye, I have what's called tunnel vision.
Okay.
So it's like a teeny tiny little hole that I can see out of, but it's like off to the right somewhere. And you can't see out of it for long. So if I was to close my left and try to look out of my right, I have to kind of like tilt my head and like turn it this way in order to see something out of it. But then it'll go black after a while. And in my left eye, it's kind of like it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of blurry.
Okay.
Um, but I can still see colors for the most part. I'm slightly colorblind, but that's only if you have like blues and purples, or like sometimes how colors are like combinations of
Right.
color. Those ones I'll only tell you the color that sticks out the most to me. Um, so sometimes I get blues and purples mixed up, but I think some people that are sighted do that as well.
Do that as well. Yeah.
But,
Pretty much. So
but yeah.
your music. I'm very interested in hearing your music. So now, me being a music connoisseur, I love it. I want to hear. I'm anxious to hear this project. So you have a project you're working on.
Yes.
You're looking at May sometime. You want to drop something. So which direction you going in on this project? Which direction you're going?
I would say it's the the R&B branch. That's literally where it is. That whole project is probably R&B. So I have some of this, like one of the songs on the project is already out. It's called Energy.
Energy. Let me write that
Um
down. See.
and Energy is about dealing with people around you becoming fake. Like your friends and all of that. Like I say, when I lost my sight, I don't know what happened, but I just started to see like, no pun intended, I started to see everything clearly once I lost my sight. Like the way people acted towards you. Because a lot of times we get distracted by what we see and what's on the outside versus what they're saying to us and the tonality that they're using with us. And that started to become more clear because now I can't really see your face anymore. So it's more like I'm listening to what you're actually saying, and I'm listening to how you're saying it to me. So I'm listening to how you really feel.
Right.
So that's what that song is more about. It's more about protecting your own energy, because that's one thing you got to realize, especially going in high school and being in a part of this stuff. It's more like I was realizing that everybody was, what everybody said wasn't who I was. I had to figure out for me, who am I? People are always going to try to tell me this, that, and the third about myself,
Right.
but if I know that it's not true, it's not true. So that's what it is. And then I have another song, D&D. That's not on the project, but I do plan on adding a little flavor to it. So doing like a little remix or part two, which is going to be on that project to that.
It's called D&D.
Yeah, my song D&D is already out, but I have like a remix coming to that.
Where okay, so it's out on what, iTunes, all that stuff there?
Yes, all
Yeah.
platforms.
All right, I'm gonna buy that today. And buy that ASAP. So these are the songs I'm writing this down right now. When I do interviews, I always write notes down because because when I interview, I don't write questions down.
Right.
And I was talking, I said the reason why I don't write questions down because when I'm speaking to someone, like I may ask you a question, and then the way you answer, I may formulate another question after that. You know what I mean? So I have the basis what I want to ask, but after that, I just write as we talk. So
Right.
D&D, I want energy. So when
I have two more, and yeah, actually I have a couple more songs. I have one against gun violence with a rapper in New York called God Gives Blessings.
Okay.
I have a song in Liberia with a Liberian artist named Eldrez, and it's called Rockabout Baby, actually. And I have two more songs that are singles that are called Addicted and Crazy.
Okay.
That are out. And Crazy follows more like the I rather go blind kind of theme. No pun intended again. I just like the song. By Etta James.
Oh, Eddie
And
James, yeah.
Addicted, it's more of the ballady feel. So I would say Crazy and Addicted are more of my ballads than anything. But those were two that I had kind of like fresh out of the gate of after Idol.
So
Energy I kind of grew into.
let me pull it. So what are your hits? Do you have any songs that you feel good about that's a hit record or?
For me, I personally really really like Energy.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Crazy and Addicted. I've heard very very good reviews on, and those both actually have visuals alongside them. D&D I've heard good reviews on as well. Um, I would say Addicted and Crazy, like I said, were kind of like fresh out of the gate for me, so I was still trying to kind of learn where I fit in the mold in those two, and or where I wanted to go direction wise. And D&D and Energy are probably like the two that are showing it. Energy more so because that one I kind of was like, yeah, I did that one.
So you're doing this independent right now.
Yes.
Do you? So do you have a team as of yet?
I don't have a team yet. No.
All right, so I'll tell you what. So now you have Coach Malachi Williams is on your team now. I'm gonna tell you something about me. I do a lot of talking. I do this podcast stuff every day. I started this channel 2 years ago. I had like 1 or 2 subscribers, and now I'm probably at 19,000, or I will be at that today. I go all over the country now, go to different fights, music events as well, interview artists. I'm a sociable individual. I'm an extrovert. You get what I'm saying? I'm that guy that's going to be out there talking. I like to talk. You know what I mean? I'm very expressionate with my hands and stuff. And I'm a go-getter. You get what I'm saying? So if it's something I like, and again, I have a motto that they either going to get down or lay down. The talent going to speak for itself. So I will let people know about this project, Addicted. I like this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to listen to it, and I do see Crazy. I'm looking at it right now on my phone. I do see Crazy, and I see Energy. I see Energy as well. So I definitely want to check this out. You have an album coming out. Well, is it an album? Entire album?
It's an EP. It's an EP.
Yeah. Oh, EP! I haven't heard that in a while. That's old school. Yeah, I got an EP coming out. So your EP is going to have about how many songs? Like 6 or 7 songs?
It's about 6, yeah.
About 6 songs. Okay, 6-song EP coming out. Did you start your own record label or anything?
No, not really. It's only me, just me.
Do you have your music copywritten or anything? Or
I do.
Do you have your what is it, ISRC number or code or whatever on this stuff or?
Yes, I have like all of the things because I will say I do have people that have supported me and have been helping with trying to figure out this music industry um since it is my first go round. So I will say that I have good people that have helped.
Okay, so um, again, I'm telling you, you got. I don't know what your relationship is like with Galen, but I'm telling you, this guy, he's probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. That
So
guy
he
is.
he, he actually is one of the people that helped.
Yeah, he's Galen is very smart, and I'm telling you, he's smart. Um, I talk to him damn near every day, and I'm a sharp guy as well. But in him, and he's very, just a lot of different things. He just keep you up on,
Right.
and he has a subtle way of saying things. You know what I mean? When he say
Mhm.
certain things, like, oh man, I didn't even think about that. So you have your music dropping in May. Um, we got to get you man, we got to so you got to get your visuals. Well, you ought to have some visuals for you ought to have some visuals for some of your show some of your music right now.
Yeah.
um Man, we got to get you on like a college tour, like hit Spokane, Washington, like some of these schools, like some of these colleges you can really hit. Just they have like the college radio stations, and
Right.
really, you know what I mean.
Right.
um I'm gonna talk to him, and because I don't know exactly what your plans are. I know you had the music coming out, but how do you plan on like promoting it, marketing it, as of right now? I know you're gonna need a team to help you. You're gonna need some people who really believe in you, who really well you could what you're gonna need yourself to believe in yourself, of course. But outside of that, when you got to have the right people in place, and Galen is one of the guys. I'm telling you, I just met him myself not too long ago, and probably about you know what, last month, yeah, December. I just met him last month. you no, I'm sorry, I just met him last month, so he's a very sharp guy. We got to
Mhm.
get you I don't know, I guess maybe some kind of marketing campaign, get your music out there. What kind of vision do you have in order to get your music out? Like, do you have any?
Well, that's what I'm actually talking to Galen and some other people about how what's the best way to promote and getting it out there, marketing it as well. And that's
Okay,
what we're in the process of talking about.
okay, so um I don't know. If you ever go on tour, you start traveling. I know your mom's going to be right there with you. Your mom's going to be right there with you. And so she's probably going to be your manager. You know what I mean? So you gotta have her there as your manager or whoever you may have on your team. Um, and let's see what else. Man, getting booked for shows. I don't know. Getting booked for shows. The thing is, I'm kind of out of the loop right now. Shay, with a lot of stuff because it's been a long time for me. But like, how do you get booked for shows now? It's more independent scene now, and you're doing it on your own. You're putting the music out there. You're doing the visuals. The internet has changed everything. The internet has really changed the game. It's changed everything. So, are you do you know how to work the net?
Yes.
So you really know how to work the net. So now, YouTube channel, you have your YouTube popping. You have everything on SoundCloud, I'm assuming, and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of the game plan at this point in order to see, how you want to attack it in order to get your music out there to the masses and stuff like that. Is,
Right.
is that is that what you're looking at? So the singer you're pushing is which one you running with?
Yeah, so right now I'm just trying to, like you said, get it out to the masses cuz I do have good followings on social media. Like on Instagram I have 11K
Instagram.
and growing, and on Facebook I have 37,000 and growing. So we're working on it. We're getting there.
Instagram. What's your Instagram name?
Shay Winn, SHAYYWINN.
All right, I got you right here. IG. So I'm gonna follow you on IG. And the thing is with Instagram, you said you have how many followers you have on Instagram?
11K
11K. So which is
and growing.
well, yeah, and growing, which is pretty good. I say all that because you're gonna start getting approached by different different people who want to sponsor you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like once you get so many uh followers, you have people reach out to you that wants to sponsor you. I'm telling what I know. I know for a fact. I have guys who they are really doing this. They're like micro influencers. You have stuff like that, and even bigger, and they get all these different people that's reaching out to them to sponsor them. So be on the lookout for that. Just keep whatever you're doing to grow. I'm going to follow you myself. I gotta get you back on here again. I have to get you back on here again. I'm going to edit this video and let everybody know exactly how they can find you now. I know you're on Instagram. You on Twitter?
I am not on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is here. Um, we know you're on YouTube. I have your YouTube channel right here. Um, what else? Are you on TikTok?
I'm on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook as Shay the Singer, SHAYY the Singer.
Okay, Facebook.
TikTok, I haven't got on TikTok quite yet. TikTok, that's another that's another monster I'm trying to figure out. So I haven't
I,
quite got there yet.
I have a TikTok. I have a TikTok, but I don't know. I'm not. I haven't been maximizing it. I'm more of a YouTube guy. I know YouTube, and now I'm trying to branch off into other things. Um, Again, just focus on your music, focus on your craft. You're 22 years old, so you'll be 23 this year. I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
You'll be 23 this year. This is going to be your year that you claim. Keep putting out good music. Is there any producers that you're working with right now, or you produce your own music?
I don't produce my own music, but I do have various producers on that I'm working with on the project. Like one of the Instagram handles for one of them is Beats by Lanza
Mm.
and Beats by Wugga. They're producers that I'm working with. I worked with another producer named Tim, a couple others. I'm not like sticking to one producer, so to say, for the project. I'm kind of listening around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I know. I get what you're saying. And it's good to work with multiple producers. So you're listening around. You're trying to get. You got different. You want to do that because you want to get a different sound as
Mm-hmm.
well. You know what I mean? Get a different sound and stuff like that. You got a couple of producers you're working with. Um, Man, this is amazing. I'm kind of anxious to see where this is going to go at now. Um, I'm anxious to listen to this song and energy, and I want to see exactly where you go at. Where you go at now. You always going to have a home over here with me. Um, I'm going to get you on my live show. I go live at 3 o'clock, so I want to
Okay.
set that up with you next time. I'm going to do. Do you have any siblings?
I do.
Okay, so are you the oldest or the youngest?
I'm the middle.
Oh, you're the middle. You know what I mean? So how are your do your siblings? You guys are close or?
Um, Not really, but I mean, but we're here. I mean, me and my sister, we grew up together, so they're there. But neither one of them do music, so I'm the
Okay.
only one in that matter.
Okay, so you're the only one that do music. So I'm going to get you on my live show. I go live at 3 o'clock. I don't. Where exactly are you located at?
I'm Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, okay. We East Coast. We both
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get you on my live show at 3 o'clock. I want to have time to promote it, let everybody know. You know what I mean? Because the few people who I've interviewed, um, like in this setting, I'm bringing them back to do the live show. So
Hmm.
what I'm going to do, this interview is going to get a lot of views. I'm going to edit it, upload it. I have I'm gonna use a thumbnail, of course, and then promote it. Let everyone know about it, and then I'm gonna bring you on the show live. And then now that I'm gonna have everything pretty much written down for the most part, and we're gonna take questions from the audience, and then we're gonna take phone calls.
Okay.
Because I have my show. I have people calling to the show every day. We're very interactive. I like that. I'm very interactive. So um, I'm gonna text your mom, and we're probably gonna do it. I'll let you know maybe in the next week or so. Next week or a couple of weeks. I got to get you on this show. It's gonna be like I normally have 700-800 people on.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna edit this video, drop the video, drop this interview, and then I'm gonna bring you back. Then I'm gonna bring you back on, and I'm gonna play your music. And I'm going to
Okay.
play your music. So I play a lot of music on my show as well. So I'm
All
going to
right.
play your music, and we're going to do this real proper. I promise you. Um,
Okay.
is there anything else that you would like to say, Shay, before we in the interview?
Um, I would just say, no matter your circumstance, your situation, just know that as long as you keep believing in yourself and keep striving for what you're going for, you'll get there.
You know what? And on that note, we're going to end on that note. I think that's very touching. What you just said, and it's very on point, because I said this exact same thing yesterday to a bunch of whining grown men who was whining in my chat yesterday. All right. Hey, once again, it's on. It's our boy Coach Malachi Williams signing out with the lovely Shay Winn. Shay, thank you so much for taking the time out to do this interview. We will be bringing you back live on the show. We're going to be accepting phone calls. Anybody have a question for Shay, please send them in, call them in, and it is what it is. Shay, thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Shay.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.